This is North Texas Weather Center with your latest forecast to give you an update on what to expect for severe weather tonight. Now, I want to bear with you that I am a little bit sick right now, so I'm going to have a little bit of stuttering and stuff like that because I'm very congested, but I'll try to get you the best forecast I can. So, temperatures out there this afternoon, we will warm up into the upper 60s, some lower 70s, even some 80s back out near Childress and Wichita Falls. But overnight, we will see that cold front come through along with the showers and storms, maybe even some severe weather tonight. That will bring down temperatures pretty significantly tomorrow. You can see by lunchtime tomorrow, all of us either in the 30s or 40s, and eventually by about 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, all of us will be in the 30s. So it's going to be a very chilly afternoon tomorrow. Winds will be coming out of the north, so it'll even feel cooler than that. Eventually lows going into Friday morning, all of us will be in the 20s, maybe in a few lower 30s, but it's going to be very chilly as well on Friday. All right, obviously we have a chance for severe weather, and we have a chance for all threats, including damaging winds, large hail, and a potential for a couple of tornadoes. Now, there are some things to keep in mind. We will have a cap tonight, which, depending on how quickly this cap weakens overnight, will depend on how strong and severe these storms are. We are very likely going to see storms either way. The difference is that if the cap weakens completely, we could see very significant severe weather. That seems like it's a lower end risk, though, right now of happening. It looks like we'll probably just see low end threats like damaging winds up to 60, maybe 65 miles per hour. Can't rule out some hail up the size of maybe, golf ball size. That would be the highest I would expect. If anything, it will be likely change sized hail, so quarter sized or less. So very limited damage expected if that does occur for some of us. Not all of us will see hail, not all of us will see severe weather in general, and not all of us will see storms as well, but a good portion of us will. Probably about 70% of DFW will see storms tonight. Tornado threat. Now, this is always one that most people are concerned about. I would expect this to be a fairly low-risk, brief and weak tornado possible. That would be it. We're not looking at long-tracked, supercell-type tornadoes going across North Texas. That's not happening. We're looking at very brief stuff if anything does occur tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the severe weather outlook. So, again, a slight risk is going for DFW and northwestern North Texas, including the Red River Valley. A marginal risk does include Stephenville, Claiborne, Brownwood, Sulphur Springs, Paris, Terrell, and as well as Corsicana. So those areas are all included in a marginal risk. The difference, again, is that the slight risk has the higher chance of seeing severe weather in comparison to the marginal risk area. All right, let's take a look at the dew points. So as I said before, it's going to be fairly humid today. You might have already felt it as you walked out the door this morning. Dew points will actually get a little bit higher than what they were forecasted to yesterday. Dew points will get into the low 60s, maybe the highest reading be around 63. So dew points will be pretty high. Eventually tomorrow they will dry out completely. We'll see dew points in the 20s and teens heading into the weekend. It's going to be fairly dry Friday afternoon. All right, let's take a look at the future radar and take a look at what we're expecting here over the next several hours. So, all right, obviously we're not looking at a whole lot in terms of precipitation this afternoon. We'll see a couple isolated showers, maybe an isolated storm off to the east of I-35. That's a possibility here near Sherman, Paris, Dallas, Plano. That is mainly why we'll see a bit more of a cap this evening. Eventually, heading closer to about midnight, storms start to fire up back out to our west. You can barely see it. Some severe storms will be possible as early as 11 to 12, closer to areas like Abilene and central Texas. Eventually, by about 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd see storms really start to get closer to DFW. It should be more of a pronounced line of storms, though. It does show a little bit more of scattered showers and maybe some downpours, not really much showing, but I think this will be more of a line of storms that's a little bit more pronounced than this. Eventually, by 4 to 5 in the morning, line of storms moves through DFW. It looks like Dallas, Plano, those areas will start to see storms around 5 to 6, so maybe even when you're waking up, you could start to see storms, as well as about 8, 9 o'clock, this all starts to move out. Make sure you have a way to receive alerts tonight, have a weather warning radio or whatnot, to be able to know when, there's a severe weather alert in your area if you do see one. I'm not going to be providing updates overnight, so just keep it in mind. Make sure you have a way to receive alerts with a weather radio, your phone, anything like that will be a great way to find alerts, but I will not be able to post alerts overnight. All right, let's take a look at the future radar. So this is going over the next several days because we'll have another chance of severe weather potentially next week. It's crazy. I mean, we're getting close to spring, so you have to be pretty prepared with this sort of stuff. But before we get into that, look at northern Oklahoma. We could see several inches of snow in the Panhandle and as well in northern Oklahoma. We're talking maybe 4 to 6 inches in some spots. So a lot of snow will fall up there. Oklahoma City's only forecasted maybe see a coating to an inch. So nothing significant there, but that's just something to keep in mind. That's obviously not something that we're looking at in North Texas. But eventually heading into next week, we'll start to see some more showers and storms. Some of this could even be severe. Again, we could very well see some severe weather out of this. Again, even the the sounding is showing that there's a potential for some marginal severe weather out of that. So that'll be something to really watch closely. This all moves out going to Tuesday. However, we will start to see more storms potentially into Wednesday and Thursday. Again, it's kind of early to tell what will happen there, but we'll watch that pretty closely. Wintry weather not expected at this time. That's just obviously the model showed that a lot of the time this far out. All right, make sure to stay up there with North Texas Weather Center for the latest, your latest 7-day forecast real quick if you're curious. It'll be posted on our Facebook page at 12 o'clock. Make sure to stay up there with North Texas Weather Center for the latest. Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe here, our YouTube channel. We'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon and evening with the latest.